Hey, I'm PJ Antonic from Oak Development and Design, and we're going to go through the next several weeks showing you 4 or 5 projects we're working on. Some of which are spec houses like this one you see here that we're paying every cent to build. How's your $90 hammer?
That's so much easier.
Others that we're working with customers to build their houses. The goal for us is to share really what this business is all about. Inspection number 1, down the drain.
Remember, kids, don't try this at home. We're professionals.
I want to share the reality of what we do, how we do it. I'm teaching Ernie how to do Instagram stories. We strive to deliver a product that's a lot unlike anything else on the market. We look to build turnkey houses. We don't cut corners. We do it right the first time, and we make decisions that's on brand to what we expect and hold ourselves to every single day. Heart of Oak is brought to you by Timberland Pro. Always do, never done. By Pella Windows, perfectly beautiful. And by Cam Appliance. Make your next appliance a Cam appliance. Oakley! Hi! What are you doing? What's up? This guy's sleeping?
Yeah.
So Lizzie's job actually allows us to live at a pretty affordable price.
I'm the primary breadwinner. That's really what he's trying to say.
Really what happened is when I decided to haphazardly quit my job on a Monday, we were able to do that because of Lizzie's job.
Oh. And doing that has allowed us to do what PJ does with Oak Development and Design, building all these houses and buying all of these properties.
I mean, I think eventually we'd like to have our own spot and maybe build something, but I think that'll be like season 3. I think we're a little while
I would love to do it
out
soon, but we'll see. I mean, it obviously costs money, and apparently I have expensive taste, but anyway, either way, I think that we'll move eventually, but we like where we are. It's been really, a good experience for us.
Gets the job done.
Yeah.
At Gardner Street, what we're trying to do is basically take a 1950s ranch, take the top off it, and go up. Which sounds kind of barbaric, but it's fairly straightforward. I mean, you pretty much rip the roof off, all the rafters off, clean out the attic, and then we're gonna build a new plate around the outside perimeter, put 2x10s across it on the bearing walls in the middle, so we just go right over the whole existing ceiling beams, and then we just frame off of that, right? Because there are bearing walls already built into the house, it made it easy for us to do that. So the goal is the main house stays, although we'll gut it all the way down to the studs and we'll gut the outside. The main house has a great foundation, it has really good solid walls, it's a really well framed little house. Rip the roof off, reframe a second floor deck, and then from there go up, add a second floor, and add a third floor, which we're not gonna finish out of the gate, but someone could finish down the road, so it'll actually be a full walk up. The other thing that we wanna do is we wanna add square footage above the garage. I mean, we have the ability of doing it, it's kind of easy to get, so the problem is the garage doesn't have a proper footing and it just has a slab, so we can't build walls that will support a second floor on the existing footing. The goal is to rip the garage down, build a new foundation, and then from there reframe the whole garage and put a second floor attached to our new second floor that we're framing on the existing house. We've been working hard the last week to get that roof off. It's been really successful, it's been fairly dry. We did get a bunch of rain, so we're struggling with that with tarps. So I know that they're there today framing up the walls because the second floor deck was done this past week. We're gonna help stand a couple walls up, check in on a lumber order that's coming down the road. Calling Mid-Cape. We've got to get the rest of our lumber going because Pete's moving quick. It's gonna be here though. This is kind of the finished space in here.
Okay. What did they say about the delivery for Friday?
Hey, PJ.
Hey Rob, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. So we're ready for all the lumber up to the roof. We're gonna hold on the roof.
Okay, and tomorrow morning, all right on this delivery?
Yeah, I think that's fine. And
That's fine? Okay.
same notes, I would definitely park on that side road. That worked out pretty well.
Okay, good.
All right. Cool. Thanks, man.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Just spending money like it's going out of style at the moment. It's like 20 grand a day. The other thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna check on our stamped patio guys. They're actually coming out now, which is really early because I'm gonna be trying to pre-sell this house and I wanna try to define the backyard a little bit so that potential buyers can see what we're gonna do on the backside. It's really strange for me to be putting a patio in so early, but it's also really hard for people to picture things. And my guy had an availability to get it done now. So we're just gonna bring him in and get it done now. So we'll go over some of that while we're over there at the same time. What's nice about the stamped concrete is that you can form it in any shape you want. Yeah, I think the semicircle is a good move.
Pella window designs. They're tested from -40 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit and subjected to wind-driven rain. They're even engineered to stop hurricane debris from penetrating your home. All with distinctive style. Pella windows and doors. Perfectly beautiful. For traditional to modern homes, choose our Architect Series wood windows, now with a limited lifetime warranty.
Selecting the best appliance for your renovation can be a lot of work, and CAM Appliances is here to help. We have the largest selection of appliances in southeastern Massachusetts, and it's our pleasure to help you select the best appliance for you, your home, and your family. Right now, with Cafe Remodel Rewards, save up to $1,500 off via mail-in rebate with the purchase of a customizable Cafe Appliance Suite. All the newest features in one showroom. It's going to be so easy. Make your next appliance a CAM appliance.
So I got to the job this morning and it rained, which is a problem obviously because we took the roof off last week, and unfortunately the tarp was not tight enough and we got water into the kitchen window, which then got onto our brand new cabinets, which we were trying to save. One of the reasons I bought this house was because it had almost a perfect first floor. So the water last night is a problem because this is actually the one thing in the entire house I wanted to keep was this kitchen. And the one thing that we talked about being really careful about was water in this kitchen, because this entire roof is actually pine and I really didn't want any of it to get wet. Of course, it rained last night and everything got soaked. So I'm gonna try to clean it up the best I can. Well, the good news is that the inside of the cabinet is not wet. Seems like it's all been on the counter, which was put in pretty well with good caulking around it. So we're approaching a new patio I've never done before. It's a stamped concrete patio. You see it a lot in commercial applications, but they're doing it more and more residentially, especially in driveways. And I've never done one, and since I don't have a buyer for the house, I figured I'd play with it and do something new. But if you take a look down here, you can see they've marked out in pink a semicircle. And what's nice about the stamped concrete is that you can form it in any shape you want, and it's no additional charge. So what I'm doing is a rectangle patio, and then we'll do a curve for a big kind of 6-foot or 8-foot teak table out in the middle of it, to get it out of the center and away from the house. Yeah, I think the semicircle is a good move.
Good.
It just gives it some more dimension, you know?
Yep.
So you guys will be poured and stamped by like 1 o'clock. So this patio is really unique in the fact that it's what we call a stamped concrete patio. So these guys are actually using this, what they call a buggy over here, to put the cement in, because they can't get the truck back here, right? So they'll put the cement in the buggy, drive it around, and dump it in and spread it evenly. And then once they get the patio set kind of where they want it, they'll take these pads, which we see over on the ground here, which they're cleaning currently. They'll take these pads and they'll stamp it in a pattern to make it look like a bluestone or look like a brick. You see this a lot in commercial applications when they do it on sidewalks or on crosswalks in spots like Derby Street. They have it there. In fact, this is a company that did the crosswalks in Derby Street. You like the house? Who built that?
Daddy.
Daddy built it? Well, kind of. I pay a lot of people to build it, right?
Okay. And jump. Okay.
Good job.
This way.
And remember the patio I was hesitant on?
It looks much better than I thought it was gonna look.
Agreed.
And this looks bigger in person than.
Well, the circle, the semicircle was kind of a last minute call.
Oh, this looks really good.
Yeah. So clearly the garage is gone.
Yeah, it looks so much bigger.
So much better.
Well, is it deeper?
It's the exact same size except we're 4 feet further this way.
So yeah, it's
deeper, yeah.
a bit deeper than it was.
We
It
did that
looks
for the farmer's
way
porch.
bigger.
So that
Yeah.
we could put the porch across the front.
Yeah. Are you doing any sort of like overhang over this or no?
No.
Probably better for like light to get in the house.
Yeah, we're using the same slider, we're just changing the glass.
Right.
You want to clean up the whole job site? Here, we can throw this out too. Grab that tube. Good one. Here's another one. Ah! Good work. You're hired. You're hired. So when you're flipping a house, it's tough because you get paid once or twice a year when you close, right? So a project like this is actually a renovation that I'm managing for a client that approached me when they saw our last house that we built. So the Crows project is actually a really cool project. It's actually a customer renovation, which is different than what we typically do, but they're really nice because it gives us something new, something different, and something I don't have to carry, which is also kind of nice. So we're working with a customer who approached us, and the reason they approached us is that they have an old antique gambrel very similar to a project we had done in the past. So there are a couple things that they definitely want to do. One is they want to save their kitchen, which is questionable because we have to do a lot of work in there. We have to raise the sill height. We have to make some changes. In order to make the floor height work upstairs, we have to raise the ceiling height in the kitchen. I'm not really sure how it's going to work out. They want to try to save the money. We're going to do our best. We'll see what happens. Off the right side of the house, we'll bump out a new foundation. It's going to be a challenging foundation because they want to go extra deep with it. With an old house like this, we've got a fieldstone foundation, right? So when we dug the hole, we were really nervous it was all going to cave in. Luckily, it was strong enough that it didn't. It had a couple rocks come out, but overall it worked out pretty well. And so what we do is we form the outside walls, and then we form a short 4-foot wall here and brace it off the other wall, fill it in to hold the base of the old foundation back. And now I have a mason coming in that's gonna block all this up and fill it in so that it holds the top back and creates separation between the addition and the old house. You never know what you're gonna get into in a house like this. It's an old house. It was built in the late 1800s. So as we start ripping down walls and we start exposing things, all of this comes out, but the cabinets are being saved because they're not doing our kitchen right now. We're gonna find things that aren't properly supported. We're gonna find beams that we need to replace. All the pipes come out of the house, all the radiators come out of the house. So I would say we gotta keep this area a little clear.
Around the oil tank.
Yeah, because the oil tank's gotta go. A job like this is all about being flexible It's about having subcontractors that are willing to be flexible. So typically decks, we're not worried about until way down the road, right? But by having these guys do these now saves me a ton of work. We're actually installing the precast piers today for the regular deck, not the deck of the house, but the actual deck. They can come in and get them dead even, exactly where we need them to be. And then as they're framing the deck of the house, they can start to think about what they're doing out here. And then if we get a down day where there's not a lot going on and we got to keep the guys busy, I can get them out here and working on the deck whenever we have the time, right? Instead of, you know, being like, well, we can't do the deck because we don't have the piers. Now they're in, they're done. Let's just say it's a good thing that you did this, or else I would have broke that pipe, 100%.
Well, practice, just takes practice.
So our plan right now is to do a big reclaimed mantle on the top and then do some sort of printed concrete tile here. Foundation's in. We got the deck on before the snow came. We have 18 inches of snow coming this week, so trying to get ahead of that.
Please enter your access code. The host has joined the conference.
Mid-Cape Home Centers carries a large variety of Geldwin doors
including fiberglass exterior doors
that are built to withstand the rigors of our coastal climate. To learn more,
go where the pros go for experience that builds. Mid-Cape Home Centers. Quick, reliable orders and deliveries are hallmarks of Mid-Cape Home Centers.
along with quality brands like Geldwin fiberglass doors.
Aurora fiberglass doors that can be customized for any home. To learn more, go where the pros go for experience that builds. Mid-Cape Home Centers.
Hi, I'm PJ Antonic, owner of Oak Development and Design down on the South Shore. Since 1848, Mountain One Bank has been serving local Massachusetts communities. Mountain One has been our trusted partner for lending since we started our business and has worked with many of our customers both on long-term mortgages and residential construction loans. Whether it's keeping a balance on a checking account or helping us on a multi-million-dollar build, Mountain One Bank helps keep us moving forward every day. So when we bought this house, the kitchen had just been done, and the cabinets are actually a really nice cabinet, which is why we're trying to save them. The one complaint we did have with a couple potential buyers was that it felt a little too closed in because the fridge used to sit right here. So last week I took this wall down myself and threw this LVL in to try to open it up and create more of a, you know, an open space. It would be ideal if we could take the whole wall out, but I needed to put a big piece of steel in, and it didn't make sense for the amount of cash I would have had to invest. But this will be a really nice kind of open area. This will be a base cabinet here. We'll put a new piece of countertop on to extend it over, and we'll put a piece of granite, or actually this is quartz. We'll put quartz up on top here. So when we bought this house, it was a 3-bed, 1-bathroom house. And what I'm standing in now is what was the original bathroom. So you can see under here, that's where the drain was for the shower, and the tub sat in this corner, and then the bathroom was over here. Our plan is to turn this back section into a powder room with a pocket door on the back side, and then the old door for the bathroom will now become the door into a big pantry. As we walk into here, you're seeing what was a bedroom here with a small walkway out to a sun porch, and you can see the framing up top is over the entire ceiling system of the original house. So we went right over everything with the deck on the second floor. The wall that was once here separating the two rooms is now gone. We put a big beam up top in the deck of the second floor to help support this entire area. And now this entire room becomes a big family room with big, nice, wide open windows. So the other thing that we wanted to save here was these windows. So these are fairly new, like 3-year-old Pella Architect windows, which is a nice window. We didn't really want to replace them because if I replace them, I got to change all the trim on the outside. I have to install them. So what we've done is we're just ordering new window sashes for the uppers because we don't really love the prairie style grill. So what we've ordered is we've ordered new sashes with a window grill that's a 4/1. And so each of these windows in this room, the bathroom, the kitchen, and the front room will all stay, and we'll just change the upper sashes thanks to our Pella rep who came out and measured everything and made sure that we'll get everything done perfectly. All right, so we are checking out Crow's Lane. Obviously, foundation's in. We got the deck on before the snow came. We have 18 inches of snow coming this week, so trying to get ahead of that. Inside, we had some demo guys here this morning, so the second floor demo started. Right now, I'm in what will be the mudroom, which will go through this wall. And then I'll walk through a cased opening here with barn doors. And now I'm in their new living room, which leads into the kitchen. So the existing house kind of sits here. The deck is gonna stay untouched. We're not actually taking a lot of this roof off, but then we are pouring a new foundation on the right side. And then this second floor here is new because right now the kitchen ends and there's a small roof kind of in here right now. Basically, the original fir floors are staying. This entire wall comes out. The goal is to build this and blend it into the house and make it look just like it did in the late 1800s when it was done, just with today's modern materials. This entire deck will be new, so this is a really big deck. It's like a 600 or 700 square foot deck. It will be all mahogany with an AZEK trim, big 35 foot long deck out the side. And you'll notice how we have to blend the roof into the old, right? So we'll strip all of this old main roof and everything's gonna blend into it. Tuck that shirt in. Or tuck it up. Come on, man.
Selecting the best appliance for your renovation can be a lot of work, and CAM Appliances is here to help. We have the largest selection of appliances in southeastern Massachusetts, and it's our pleasure to help you select the best appliance for you, your home, and your family. Right now, with Cafe Remodel Rewards, save up to $1,500 off via mail-in rebate with the purchase of a customizable Cafe Appliance Suite. All the newest features in one showroom. It's going to be so easy. Make your next appliance a CAM appliance.
Pella window designs. They're tested from -40 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit and subjected to wind-driven rain. They're even engineered to stop hurricane debris from penetrating your home. All with distinctive style. Pella windows and doors. Perfectly beautiful. For traditional to modern homes, choose our Architect Series wood windows, now with a limited lifetime warranty.
Mid-Cape Home Centers carries a large variety of Geldwin doors
including fiberglass exterior doors.
that are built to withstand the rigors of our coastal climate. To learn more,
Go where the pros go for experience that builds. Mid-Cape Home Centers.
So we talked about making the two rooms kind of connect with an opening between them. You can see we put this LVL in, eliminated the studs, and created more of an open feel between the kitchen and the living room. But then as we walk around here, what do we do with this, right? Like, this is obviously going to get covered with some sort of shiplap or some decorative covering. And then the brick has got to change, right? It's a little dated. So our plan right now is to do a big reclaimed mantle on the top and then do some sort of printed concrete tile here. And then we're going to paint the base white, remove the top course of bricks, and put some sort of flagstone piece or some sort of really unique piece there and create more of a statement here. Originally, I was going to keep the wood burning stove. Unfortunately, the budget's got in the way and I've decided to just do a gas insert here. So that'll be a gas-fired insert that goes straight up out of the roof. When we bought this house, we were a little nervous about the busy road, but the one thing that we have in our favor is we have 1.2 acres, which in the Northeast is hard to come by, especially if you're in a packed town, right? So the nice thing is that not only do we have the land that you see here, the land actually goes another 60 feet into the woods, roughly 60, 65 feet. And so you've got all of this land that you get to landscape and pay somebody to take care of. But you know, the plan is this 1.5 garage we have in the back here, we're gonna put new siding on it, a new roof, and we're gonna set it up to be an accessory building so it'll have electricity to it. And hopefully we get someone on the hook early and we can turn that into a killer, you know, pool table room or maybe like a little guest quarters or something that they could really utilize this accessory dwelling as a usable space. So then we have 215 Horsey Street, which is a brand new job for us. It'll be our first full tear down and build from the ground up. Unfortunately, as much as I want to save it, it is quite the gem. Yeah. And I did buy it to save it, but we got it into the basement. We started looking at all the support beams and everything is rotted out. There's severe termite damage in the place. We've got Ernie prepping to take the house down. The machine got dropped off this morning. Mike's here. He's gonna help me drop a tree. You know, working out of my truck is just only gonna work so long. So I think what we're gonna do is build a tiny house office.
We can sell just a trailer, which is the foundation of the home, one of the most important parts of a home. And then from there, they can do the insulation, put the subfloor down, frame all the walls, do all of the finish work, and pretty much build the entire house with the exception of the foundation.
All right, I'm a proud owner of a big metal frame. Today we've got trim going up. Last time we were here, we were putting walls up. Well, obviously the whole second floor is on, the third floor finishable attic is on. So at the end of the job, the pre-painted hardy board mixed with the plugged AZEK trim is a complete job. We don't actually have to paint anything on the outside of this house. Heart of Oak is brought to you by Timberland Pro, always do, never done. By Pella Windows, perfectly beautiful. And by Cam Appliance. Make your next appliance a Cam Appliance.